imagine how negative Nancy had to be to get the name.
She had to be extremely negative.
Extremely negative.
Extremely negative.
It's like,
Like,
here she go
right.
again.
You know what I'm saying?
For some reason, man, people just don't care,
Like, mm-mm.
and it's fine to not care, but you don't have to tell them you don't care.
Yeah, you don't have
Like,
to.
don't make it worse, fam. Like,
I will see something that I do feel passionate about, and I will type the message.
and then
And then
delete
I
her.
delete the message. I'm like, nah, you don't need like
Sweeter,
even.
sweeter, and delete her.
Welcome back to Millennial Minds. I'm Amber,
I'm Chris.
and together we are creme brulee. Okay, so we have a couple of topics that have come up this week that I would just be good to discuss. And
Epstein files.
okay, saw that.
You saw that.
I did. I literally have a link saved.
You have a link
I do
saved?
have a link
Oh, you
saved.
wanted to go look at them.
No, I don't need to. I don't care what's in the Epstein files, baby.
Oh, you can send me.
I don't care what's in the Epstein files. I just have time.com dash Epstein files released. I was like, not y'all, not nothing. Talking about they
there's
got too many
there's
redactions.
nothing in there.
I'm just saying
Absolutely nothing. It's
they
everything is
did
redacted. It's the only
allegedly.
thing we can see is photos, but we don't even know if they're real because with AI, they may just spend a couple months adding some people into these photos.
I do understand your point. Also, allegedly, there was a photo of, was it Bill? Who was it in the pool
Yeah.
with
Oh,
clean?
did you see that one?
I didn't see the photo, but I read the metadata.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Bill is in there. Yeah, they had Michael in there too.
Yeah, Michael
But
Jackson.
do you see the thing is, and with Diana Ross, but you see that was an actual photo. They just blur the kids' images. So
Hmm.
fair, but they'll make it seem as if they were doing something
Right. Because
nefarious.
that whole narrative,
It's quick to run. Like, it's quick. It's
yeah,
quick to
yeah.
run with that narrative. So like, let's be clear about this. Like, if you're gonna put that into
Let Michael rest.
the
That part.
true.
Okay, so we have Epstein files on the docket.
No, that was it.
Oh, was that
I
it?
just thought it was funny.
No, I did think it was funny. I saw. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, just released. Let's see what that's about.
No, I didn't look at them, but
Um,
from what I really saw, it wasn't a lot of information
no,
in
it really wasn't. It was a short article. Literally, it was like 3 paragraphs done, and I was like, okay, well, that was it. Wasted my time.
there. No, that's what you voted
Um,
for.
also, we have cyberbullying. Just
Oh,
ran across the
interesting.
video of a young lady named Riz. I believe that's how you say her name. Um, who unalived herself on live.
Hmm.
This is not the first time that we've
Wait,
heard
on live?
on live. Yes.
Which platform?
I think it was Instagram or TikTok. One of the two. I want to say Instagram, but I could be lying. I don't
Well,
know all the details. I just know that I ran across it. I know that that took place. There was bullying of some sort involved in it, and it was on live. Was like the whole, like, why it was such a thing. I mean, anytime someone does something like that, it's a,
tragic.
it's, yeah, it's a tragedy. I just thought, I mean, I thought it would bring. Like, I thought about the conversation of just how frivolous people have become with their words. There was another creator, Vic,
Mm,
on Instagram. I watched a video from her as well, just how careless people have become with the words that they're using
yeah.
because they are on the internet. Um, and how they're not really using a lot of care with the words that they're using, and almost like words don't have power and they don't have meaning.
No, they absolutely do. Um, I find it, I find it very disturbing because at one point, you can get online, y'all can have discourse, right?
Hmm.
Reason why I love Reddit so much is because it's really just discourse. Like nobody's talking down on people. It's really informational, you know.
Yeah.
You can ask a question, people have their response for it. You can honestly find a lot of stuff on there. I mean, I don't
No,
know.
Reddit is the truth.
Reddit is
I have
incredible.
become a larger and larger Reddit fan.
Mm.
If you want the real tea on something, like, is this really worth my money?
Tea? Oh, about to say.
Like,
Okay.
okay,
When you say tea, I'm thinking like just
I mean,
juicy information
they have
about
that too.
or rumors or something like that. Like that is that's okay. So when you say tea, I don't
Um,
think tea is the word to use for Reddit.
I'm almost certain that there are blind
Confirmation.
items. I'm gonna
Because you just
say
said buying something. So that's
okay, buying something, but also there is celebrity gossip and news, which I enjoy commentary. Not that it has anything to do with me,
okay.
but I still want to read up and
Mm.
see what the girls are talking about.
Yeah, some of the threads are really interesting. You
No, they're
know,
very good. I've been using
thought out.
Reddit for the certification that I'm working on,
Oh,
just
okay.
getting information about resources and stuff. So Reddit is definitely a good thing. But you were talking about, we got on a whole tangent. You were talking about discourse, discourse, and how Reddit is really just discourse and not
It's the best place, in my opinion, for discourse.
yeah.
You know, I think Twitter was that space. You know,
Mhm.
even though Twitter was like comical. You know, it's like
Mhm.
people would joke on each other and all this other stuff. But I don't know when it got so hectic,
What do you
and
mean?
maybe I'm thinking it back to 2016.
We're old, so
Yeah, we've been
we were in the beginning of
we
Twitter.
so
So
it was fun, right? But
yeah,
maybe because you can have an opinion, people either agreed or disagreed. They didn't have to let you know in such a disrespectful way,
yeah.
you know?
Twitter is disrespectful as hell.
Disrespectful.
I
Disrespectful.
would not. I stay away from Twitter.
And so and then you have these rage bait accounts that
Mhm.
make it even more so than what it is. You
Yeah.
know, so they're blowing up the tweet. It's starting to be viewed a million times
Yeah.
across the world, and people are now spewing their opinions, and that could be a lot, right?
Yeah.
I think we were talking about it once we get to a certain point, what we would do if we ever face that
Yeah.
backlash for something we say or something we do. You said you would turn the comments on, or not turn the comments on, but you would like delete the comments or filter them.
Yeah,
Me, I'm
filter.
me, I'm like I personally would not even pay attention to it, simply because people can't people can't handle that type of attention, nor would they be able to deal with that level of disrespect that they could be facing, right? Maybe it's not all disrespectful, but if someone said, "Oh, well, you're short," whatever the case
If
is,
someone talked
it would
about my
feel
jeans in this video right
yeah.
now, if y'all say, "Oh, she looked like a Humpty Dumpkin," baby. First of all, these are sitting jeans. Let's clarify. These are not. These are not. No, these are standing jeans. Excuse me. These are not sitting jeans. So already you've missed the mark
Yeah,
for
there was
me.
there was a there was a rapper producer. I think he was in an interview and he said that he would never go on Twitter because he would see some of the stuff people would say about him and his music, and he would literally want to shoot the screen. Simply
Yeah.
because like he just can't handle that, right?
Yeah.
The person on my wall, he comes in every now and then and gives thanks to people. I think the last time he was on was when he won the award. Well, he was
The
inducted.
person on what wall? Hold on.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. If you can't
she don't
see,
even
it's
know. She
Jay
don't even
Z.
know like what's up
No,
there.
we have a lot of
We
pictures
do,
on the
we do,
walls.
and we'll
So
maybe we'll have a
I need you
video
to clarify.
displaying, just showing what this looks like. But anyways, um, he comes in. I think it was when he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Shout out to Cleveland, Ohio, and he just gave a shout out to all of the artists that he mentioned. Right, it was like
Hmm.
maybe 50, but he said at one point that this like social media was like weed, like a very very high grade weed.
Yeah.
It's just too much is not good for him.
Hmm.
So it's about knowing yourself as well.
Yeah.
So you have to somewhat disconnect from that.
Yeah.
I'm what they would call a lurker.
I'm a lurker. I
A
like to lurk.
lurker, you looking, you're not posting,
Yeah, I
you're
don't
seeing the
post.
discourse. If there is something that I feel passionate about, I will chime in. I'm
This is the funny thing though, baby. I will see something that I do feel passionate about and I will type the message.
And then
And then
delete
I
her.
delete the message. I'm like, nah, you don't need like
Sweeter,
even
sweeter and delete her. What did Drake say?
like
Sweeter deleters.
I've gone so far as to post it and then been like, let me
No.
delete my comment because I'm like,
I
girl,
think we've all been there.
you don't comment on
I
stuff.
think we all.
It's just not my flavor
Hmm.
of engagement. You know, I don't know. I feel
Fair.
like I don't want to I don't like when my words are misconstrued or
Oh, that's a
taken
good
the
one. Yeah.
wrong way. Even if I mean something lighthearted, and especially leads me into another thing on the docket, but especially when it comes to the world we live in with jobs and how they're it doesn't matter if you don't use your phone number, if you don't use your email, if you use an alias, they will find your social accounts. They can find all the comments you've
Digital
ever
footprint.
made. You have a digital footprint, and even if it is something that is, you know, a joking laughing matter, and especially being a black woman and the things that we see in the internet space that relate to us culturally,
Hmm.
right? Whether it be, you know, just, you know, black girl this, black girl that, or how we interact with the world, the jokes that we have that may seem harmless
Yeah.
within the community may not be perceived as harmless outside of the community.
Right.
And so I don't want to get into a space where I've left a comment on something that culturally is an inside joke and but it's taken as insulting or discriminatory or whatever, you know what I'm saying, in a different space or through a different viewer's eyes too. You know what I'm saying? And especially
Hmm.
I don't know, there's with social media become more and more part of the job search and, you know, career timelines, et cetera, that would be unfortunate because people are losing their jobs over social media, over things that they believe are harmless.
Yeah. I mean, you could literally say, "Oh, I love apples," and people would be like,
But oranges are better.
exactly."
How could you like an
You
apple
know what
when
I'm saying?
orange
"Oh,
is
you don't
like
like oranges?" So, like it's like I
right?
no, I just like apples. Man. I'm like,
Some of y'all just want to be upset, and
be
that's what I've
upset.
come to
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, I think there's a group of people that just love that version of it. Like
Hmm.
if they know that they could wake up and maybe ruin a couple people's day, then that gives them some sort of joy, which is very sad, right? I
Honestly.
would hate it if my son or daughter was had that attitude. It's just like do something with yourself,
Like
like
that's
come
what they
on.
do though. They make the account with a blank face. What do they call? What do the kids
Abby's
call them?
Abby's.
The burners.
Yeah,
They burner
burners, yeah,
accounts.
burner accounts,
Not you got a real account and you got a burner account, babes. That's too much energy for me. Like I
yeah.
just don't have the energy
Yeah. Yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That takes a lot out of me. Um, but yes, back to the conversation about
Hold
online
on, but
bullying.
they're almost like agents of chaos, in a
No, they
sense,
absolutely are.
because if I don't know how many are like bots, just there to kind
Hmm.
of, you know, affect discourse, but the ones that are real, I really feel for those people because that has to be a very terrible place to be in mentally
Yeah, mentally that,
and spiritually, right?
and
Because like
even
you're
yeah,
like I just can't even muster, like, you know what I mean? Like I might have opinions about people or like I might feel a certain way, but actually like spewing it and putting that kind of stuff online and knowing that what I say can affect it, and back to the power of words, you got to be very careful, about what you
yeah.
say about people, and I guess this segue into, our original topic, which is cyberbullying, you know.
People speak so casually now, and I think that was one thing that not I think that was one thing that uh you know people were getting at in the comments and things is how casually people talk about such horrendous things to do to people,
Mm,
or for people to do to themselves, um and just how it's not it's just so casual, and we were talking about the magnitude of some of the things that happen just in our country generally speaking last night, but I don't think people really understand the magnitude of words until you have a situation like a Riz, like the many other young creators that we've seen who have gone down a detrimental path and harmed themselves in
Right.
some type of way,
Right.
right? And then we're like, oh, but it's like as people, and to the point of Vic, is as people, we really just want a feeling of community and acceptance and care and love. So it's like, how can you take all of these words and say all these words and think that it won't affect someone? Like, and especially in droves, you're not talking about, and yes, like yes, when I was talking about, you know, filtering comments or whatever, it's like absolutely I would filter the comments. That's just for my own mental health because I don't want to see it, babes.
But
But
you
I'm
are
not,
seeing it when you filter it though.
no, you got to put the filter on before. You see what I'm saying? But
Mm,
regardless of the matter is that, I also don't believe that we would cultivate a nasty community either. You know what I'm
oh no,
saying? So I think that that's,
fair.
also within,
But people do hate watch. Like that
that
is
is so wild that that's a thing. And I'm
yeah.
gonna hate watch. I'm gonna rage
They do it
bait.
for everything. I mean, we
Yeah.
just watched the Chappelle special last night, which is a masterclass, by the way.
I think
Loved
you
it.
say that about every single,
Chappelle special?
yes, every special is
He
a
is a master
masterclass.
at his craft.
No,
That
he's
last
great.
30 minutes,
Yeah, the last
insane.
the fact that he closed for 30 minutes, wow. He said, "I'm gonna start the closer." We were halfway through the show. I'm like, "Oh
See,
god."
see what he's been doing with Netflix is showing like the images at the end and stuff like that, which is very cool, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, you're closing now. You still got like 30 minutes, brother. So you're gonna show us 20 minutes of photos,
Photos, no.
which you've been
He
doing the
took
last
30
3 years.
minutes just to
I mean,
close
that
the show. And it
incredible.
was great. He has such a
He's a
way.
historian.
Yes, he's an historian. He has such a way of delivering words in a story, but also being comical. So it's like we are sitting, we are quiet, we are
Hmm.
listening and for the story, but there's these punches in the story that make it so entertaining to also watch, even though we're also very serious at the same time. He
Absolutely.
breaks that, I don't know, between
It's like
seriousness and
there's a metaphor within the story, and
yes,
it's just he just slow walks
he
you.
slow walks you all the way through the story. Wow, we got off on a tangent.
No, but dang, I brought up Chappelle for a reason.
What did you bring up?
I brought up Chappelle for a reason. Oh no, Hate Watch, right?
Yes,
Because I'm sure there was people that tuned in,
yes,
right after the fight to see Chappelle special, just
yeah,
to kind of shoot it down, say he's funny.
yeah.
Like I even looked this morning just to see what the reviews
He's
were.
bringing back the alphabet jokes.
It's getting a little dry, but
Yes,
whatever.
there was some dryness.
It was getting a little dry, but
But
yeah,
you know what? That's
people
what
tune
he
in.
wanted to do because he was like, you know what? I'm getting tired of y'all. I'm just gonna keep saying them because I can, and I'm not mad at him for that.
Hey man, free
Do your
speech.
thing.
But um, but yeah, people just tune in. They do it with music, they do it with movies, right? Like they will
Hmm.
pay hard earned money just to go and negatively review something or watch it with a already biased lens
Yeah.
and just tell everybody, oh, it was trash, blah 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 blah. Blah. So that's something, right? Like I'm not saying that that will happen with us, right? It could maybe, but
Oh,
um,
most definitely. I think anyone who decides
even
to put themselves out there.
yeah. So it could possibly happen, but back to what you were saying, baby. I'm sorry.
I just know someone's gonna say something about these jeans. And so that's what I'm saying is that
They ain't gonna say
is that when you're
if anything, they
on,
should talk about your socks, baby, and I love them.
it's cold. But if anything, if you do put yourself on the internet, we do know that it does open you up for criticism, whether that be positive or negative,
Absolutely.
whatever the case may be. I think though that people should have a lot more care in what they're saying. And it's just it amazes me that people mention such horrendous things with such casualty. And I think that's like some moving social media has gone so far to one way. I'm really excited for its path going back toward the middle of balance because I think that happens within everything. We see it in religion, we see it in
The pendulum
style.
swings. Yeah.
Yes, and it's like you go all the way one way, you're extra religious, spirituality is trash. And then somehow we get all the way on to the other side, but in the midst of that we strike this balance of, religion and spirituality, or kindness and critique, or whatever that is. So it's like I'm hoping that as we see the negative
S-
impacts, we start to move towards
something
excellence.
something has to happen in order for that to occur. No, do you feel that way? Like I feel that way. Like it's something has to happen. Not hopefully not tragic, but like
But there's already so much tragic
yeah.
that's happening. I mean, we saw the thing, I think we talked about what was happening in Australia with social media and how they were
Oh
banning
yeah,
social media for, I think, kids under 16, and
yeah.
seeing yeah, 16, and seeing how that goes. I think that it's going to take a lot more intervention from larger impacts like the government, like whomever, to really start to monitor, or start to put better guardrails around social media for generations, for kids who are younger, because we see in the data that it is the 11, 12, 13, 14-year olds who
Hmm.
are greatly affected by social media, and who are feeling depression and anxiety at 11. Baby, that's crazy to me. I don't think people understand just how wild it is. I've been depressed in my big 20s,
I've had anxiety.
my big 30s. I felt depression. I can't imagine feeling depression at the age of 11. Like I don't, what are you depressed about? But that's the
Well,
thing, is that you're on
you could be
social
living.
media.
I mean, there's some no 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 no. There's
A lot of
baby.
11-year-olds who are
See,
depressed
you're
like
looking
that.
at it from an American lens, baby. There's some people. There's some kids that's overseas that's going through a lot
And
right
I get that, but I think that it's so in your face of what life should be.
now. I mean, imagine your country's in like a war zone like that.
I
That's
think you're going to the far extreme. And I'm
Hey,
not I'm not talking about the far extreme.
you saying 11 years old. So yes,
I get that there's a small demographic of 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds,
you're not
etc.
saying that it's not possible.
I'm not saying that it's not possible at all, but
Okay.
I'm saying that the numbers have increased dramatically due to social media, because that wasn't an access point at first, right? So you had nothing to really be depressed about unless it was within those circumstances.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, now we just watched a video about the cool girl aesthetic. What is that? We don't know. But you got the cool girl aesthetic, you got the clean girl
I can.
aesthetic, you got the that girl aesthetic. What are we talking about, guys? What are we aspiring to be? Because is it that girl? I don't know.
What kind of aesthetic do I have?
Cool boy. You got the cool boy aesthetic. So
With
no,
dress socks.
with dress up. Like, I don't know, but I think that it's crazy. Not crazy. Let me not say that, but it is a very interesting thing to see, because we think about 10, 11, 12. I know I had puff balls at
It's
10.
heartbreaking more than anything because if
Yes.
your parents don't know what you're going through, right? Like,
Yeah.
or they don't know how to help you with that, like you're gonna have to spend like your teenage years figuring that out,
Yeah.
right? Like you should be more worried about, of course, just getting older, getting to high school and
Puberty. Like,
puberty, right?
I'm
I'm
saying,
glad
like,
you said
that's
it.
already annoying enough.
And just kind of living life as a child or
Yes.
a young teen. Like you shouldn't have to focus about. You should be enjoying time with friends and
Yes.
activities and stuff like that, not being depressed,
17-step skincare routines at 12 is mind-boggling.
man.
14 is
Are
mind-boggling
they
for
doing
me.
get ready with me's?
They're doing it all. They're like, that was the thing.
Oh my
They're doing it
goodness.
all.
It's got to be the parents, Like there's no way. Like to not know that your daughter is doing get ready with
No, they're
me's.
not. And that's what's even more shocking. I don't know if we need to have a conversation about the parents now. because I don't know, but maybe they go hand in hand.
And this ain't one of the cases where, oh well, if you're not a parent, you shouldn't speak on parental issues.
No, we gonna speak on it, baby.
Yeah,
We gonna speak on it,
no,
baby.
no,
We
no,
gonna
no, 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 no,
because no, I don't have children. However, I can tell you what my mama didn't let me do
no. You told me, yeah.
at 14.
Hmm.
Shall we list them? No makeup, no boys, no words across the chest, no words across the bottom. Those pants, when they bend down, they better stay up. I don't want to see no back, no crack.
So,
Okay. Like,
so she got you nothing but standing pants.
like there was like she was very specific. No
Was it
fake
just
hair.
standing pants?
You know
That's
what I'm
funny.
saying? Like I like, and when I could wear makeup, it had to be brown or gold brown. Like when it was hair, it was braids.
Mm.
Okay, like my mom did not play that. So someone has to also be enabling
Where someone has to be
the
the adult
behavior.
here.
You know what I'm saying? So no, we don't have kids, but also parents, I'm side eyeing you as well because who's going out and buying these 10-year-olds $50 Stanleys?
Yeah.
Because it's not the
I'm not
kids.
mad at the
I'm
Stanley.
not mad at it, but then you turn around and you think about the kids who get bullied because they
They
don't
don't
have a
have a
Stanley.
Stanley. Yeah.
Like this is all culture that's being enabled, and also it is, so now you have a child depressed at 12 years old because they don't have a Stanley and they're being bullied for not having a
The
Stanley.
Stanley's a bad example,
The
baby,
Stanley is a bad example, but that's what I
because
have right now.
I would be so happy that my son or daughter wants to, stay hydrated.
But who says they're putting
Don't.
water in it?
Yeah,
Like, what are you
I'm
talking
about to
about?
say, don't put no Coke in there.
I have 40 ounces of
Be
Coke.
damn, I open that after a long day and I see Coke residue.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Is Coke.
They're putting
Oh,
soda.
hold on. No, they're not. Hold on. That didn't come out
They're
right.
putting soda in.
Soda.
I think they knew what we were talking about.
I think they do, but it sounded so terrible when I said it.
Soda in the Stanley? That's
That's it.
disgusting.
We know exactly what type of parent you are. If you fill your child's cup with Mountain Dew, we have questions. Mountain Dew should be illegal,
It
honestly.
really should.
It should be
It
illegal.
really should. That is disgusting drink.
No, we definitely know what type of person you are if you drink Mountain
Yeah, but I just think that even back to cyberbullying, uh, people there isn't a lot of empathy, you
Dew.
know,
Yeah.
and so when they do see people going through it, well, suck it up. What was it? We just saw a post the other day, and it was on TikTok, and we scrolled through it. The lady was looking in the mirror, and she was like, pretty much
Oh yeah, yeah,
professing like what she was going through and all this stuff, and people were saying, "No, this is fake," blah 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 blah. But it's that kind of stuff. And I told you, I was just like, "Hey, we need to be careful
yeah,
because like she could really be going through something, and we don't know."
yeah.
And so maybe there's a reputation with her that we're not aware of because it
Right,
did have a lot of hits, right? Like views, likes, comments, and stuff like that. But at the same time, she could be fighting a silent battle, and we need to, stay empathetic to that.
right.
Stay mindful. Just because some people just can't. And the one thing that I do love about you, right, is because I'm the type to kind of just internalize everything. I'm not gonna like really, really talk about it. You, on the other hand, you will talk
Oh,
about
I
it.
talk.
You will talk about it,
I
right?
probably talk too much in this podcast. Like, damn, let him talk. I'm sorry, baby.
Well,
That's just the dynamic.
maybe this is the space. Once a week, I get to I'll talk to you. That's
But she
funny.
talks so damn much, I can't
Yeah,
even hear.
yeah.
My bad.
We're gonna have to
That's the
change. We're
dynamic
gonna have to change the name. Featuring.
now. Featuring Chris.
No, it's the other way.
Hold up, what?
Featuring Amber, because like this will be my one time that I will talk to you throughout the week.
But that's that. Okay.
That's funny. But anyways, but one thing that I learned from you is it's not so much that it's okay, right? Because I understand that. It's just that you provide a space for me
Mhm.
to talk about certain issues. Like even last night, right? Like I told you exactly what happened before I got here.
Mhm.
And I was just internalizing it, right? Like my mind could even think about something else because it was just like in the back of my mind, like, what if that is what's going on? And once I told you, it was like, okay, I'm fine now. So like I think people need safe spaces. And social media was at one point
It was.
that.
Mhm.
for people, and for some reason, man, people just don't care,
Mm-mm.
and it's fine to not care, but you don't have to tell them you don't care.
Yeah, you don't have
Like,
to.
don't make it worse, fam. Like,
Yeah.
STFU. You don't
Yeah,
do
like, you
that.
don't have to.
Yeah, don't do that, man. Or get out of here. Nobody
Yeah,
cares. Or
what was it?
be quiet,
The
Karen. Like,
KSM
come
or
on, fam. Like, don't do that. What'd you say?
KMS?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, that's a whole, and it's do you understand how deep that is? Like
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
are
Tell him
you
some.
serious
Yeah,
to
tell
say
him
something
some.
like that?
We were wild.
Like, that's wild to say to somebody.
Yeah.
And especially you don't know where they are mentally.
No.
To your point, you don't know where they are mentally. And you type something that might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, babes. And we're talking about real people. Like, don't ever forget that on this social media, in this social media landscape, these are real people. Even if we don't subscribe to the lifestyle that they may live, we don't subscribe to maybe the beliefs that they have, at the end of the day, content creators, influencers,
Have real
celebrities,
lives.
they are real people with real
Real
lives, with
lives.
real feelings.
Absolutely.
And granted, they are in the spotlight and they've put themselves in those spaces. Also, doesn't mean that it's okay to tell someone to KMS.
No.
Like, that's also not okay. Like,
Yeah.
you may not agree with them, may not like them, but also that's absolutely foul and disgusting to say to someone.
I actually appreciate the videos of celebs. I don't want to use fresh out. Like, I'm not about to, say it.
What was that song?
I love that record.
I know you do.
The beat is crazy. There she
You know me
go.
to me. Like,
I
okay.
love that record.
Okay.
I love that
Right.
record. I like Pain Meat, and maybe we can
Mhm.
have a podcast about music. And
Mhm.
but anyways,
Ooh, I watched So Sorry, Evelyn from the Internet. You know that's my girl. She did her Spotify wrap up. I feel like we should do that.
oh, I'm definitely down.
And we can do that for next week. Okay, go
I'm
ahead, go
definitely
ahead, go ahead.
down. Oh well, I don't use Spotify. Neither do you, but
I have a
you don't even have
I'm
an end of year play. Oh, does the
I have
title give you one?
Title gave me a rewind, babe. Worrying
All
about what
25? Hold
all
on,
of
is it
20,
new songs or
it is my
old
wrap
songs?
up for 25,
Just
babes.
everything you listen to.
Yes, I have my top 10 artists, my top 10
See,
albums,
this is what I do.
how many artists I listen to. No, you make
I
playlists.
gather a end of year playlist. Everything from 25 is on that playlist. Now, but we could do the wrap up, but I will definitely give out my end of year playlist. It's a lot of the weekend because he
Mine is too.
he
I
dropped
was preparing for the concert. My stream shot up. I was like, repeat. Like,
he's like what is going on in Nashville? I gotta go
yes, because
there.
like mine. Okay, we got completely off.
Anyways, okay. So I do appreciate the celebrities. we just
We are everywhere today, and that's okay
That is
because
okay.
this is our podcast, and we can do what we want. So,
Do appreciate the celebrities that show that side of them. Like,
mhm,
hey, I don't appreciate like Kanye was very early on with it.
yes,
Like he let them know, like, hey, I do not appreciate you invading my personal space. I don't appreciate you following me. I don't appreciate you showing up at my place at 2 in the morning. That is crazy.
that's wild.
You know what I'm saying? I know that's not cyberbullying, that's more paparazzi, but
It's invasion
if
of privacy.
invasion of privacy. So if you can display that with outside people, I'm sure they see the stuff online and feel the exact same way, or probably even more, right? Because you can't put a face behind that avatar. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or nor and not saying like, oh, it will make you feel better if the person was I showed you the South Park meme, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, with the beard and looking all crazy. But just in general because I'm sure when they do hear some of the critique, right? Whether it be about their music or just, their content that they're creating,
Mhm.
um, I'm sure they feel some type of way about that, and it could be
Mhm.
very harmful and hurtful. Of course we have the hate watchers who just sit by and wait, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it makes people like hesitant to do anything because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, if you're going to critique my art like this, then I don't even want to provide anything for
Right.
y'all. And so like I think that I think that people should find a way to, and I know it's easier said than done because not everybody can do it. And I thank God that, I have the attitude towards this. It's very easy for me to disconnect from that world.
Mhm.
Um, but I suggest people just to, if you can't get away from social media altogether, filter out what you can, right? Curate your For You page and just make sure, and if you do what you would do, just make sure you filter those comments or turn them off completely. That
That
way,
too.
that way it's not, when you go back and you look and see the reactions to what you're doing or presenting to the world, it's not affecting you in any regard. Like, go
Right.
private, go
Right.
private, block
Yeah.
these, what I'm saying, do that all the way through.
Block. I'm a
Yeah,
firm believer of
yeah,
block they
yeah,
ass.
yeah. Go on
Yeah.
a block spree, a block party.
Block party
You know what I'm saying?
happening on me. You come in here with some nonsense.
Contestant
I'm
number
blocking
one.
you immediately.
Yeah, man. Like,
Come in here playing
do,
games if you want to.
yeah, do that.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, like, yeah, I just think that there's a way to do it. And yet sadly people haven't figured that out. And it is hard, right? Because it could be like, especially if you grew up in a generation that, it started to really boom.
Hmm.
For us, it's, I think, I don't know,
I think it's easier for us to disconnect because we
because
are on both
I'm thinking
sides.
about the victim here. I'm not sure
Yeah. I
how old she was.
think she was younger.
She was younger, so for us, right, we saw it when it wasn't even something that, like, was necessary. Like, it was like, oh well, we'll get on, like, if just to engage with one another, right?
Right.
Like, you might be on.
Stay connected with people who've
It
moved
gave
or
another, yeah. We went from MySpace to that,
MySpace was a time.
you know,
You had to be there.
so
MySpace was a time.
I couldn't imagine where Twitter is like a platform that, like, you almost need to have, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, yeah, let me hear your thoughts. Like, what is your advice to the people that are dealing with this on a regular basis? And trying to find a way to stay strong through it all.
My advice is you know that my screen time per week is quite low. And I don't mean I know you're tired of me already, but I say put the devices down, babes. I think that there's so many other things that we as people, and let me not talk to any one person, but as people, there's so many other things that we can preoccupy ourselves with
Mm,
time wise
mhm,
that the phone doesn't have to be it. I'm not saying to never get on social media, never, engage or whatever. But anything, subscribe to being a lurker. It's very fun. No one knows you're really there. You get to see all of the content. You don't have to leave comments. But to your point, like, filtering out the comments, blocking those who are, that you don't want on your content. I remember going through a social media cleanse at one point where I removed so many people. I just removed people from that
mm,
I followed or that followed me. Like, if I didn't want you in my space, because as I've just gotten older, I understand just how much more precious my space is and the energy around me is. And so, even through the internet streets, I don't want you looking at my stuff because I don't even want your energy to come to me through the internet. You know what I'm saying? And it is that serious for me.
mhm,
When it comes to our home, when it comes to just sharing our love. And, as you know, I was very protective about even bringing this podcast to be being on social media and creating content together. I was very protective of that because people will inadvertently send energy your way in the form of hate or whatever, and that
mhm,
does happen, and it can affect you if you are not protected enough. I think that we've grown into a space where we are very secure with who we are as people individually and together, that it makes us a very strong unit. But like you said, not everyone um has people who are in their corner that they can lean on. Not everyone has other outlets that they can let themselves free or be be open. And so I think for me, when it comes to social media, I am very limited on the amount of time that I spend on social media. I do curate my feed to be things that make me feel good. Lots of quotes, you know me, lots of baby kittens and
Uh,
animals and birds that talk because those things make me feel really good and they're cute, you
yeah,
know? Like I love seeing a parrot say I love you. I don't know, it's the cutest thing. Mini food, like little mini videos where they be making like mini sandwiches and stuff. That is the cutest thing to me. Like those kinds of things make me feel very good.
yeah.
So that's what I like on my feed.
Floor restoration.
Eh, Restorations. I love a good home DIY
Yeah.
situation or
Organizing.
organizing, cleaning. I love to watch somebody clean. That I can tell you that. You know, like I love ASMR. Don't care. I am her. I got a girl on TikTok. I like to watch her ASMR. Absolutely. Bugs, please. Yes, I am her. And I just sit there and I like to watch her. But those things make me feel good. So when I do get on the social media, I'm not triggered by a lot of the content. There's still things that slip in, but I'm not super triggered when I get on socials because it's everything that I want to see. You know what I'm saying? And it's people that I want to engage with.
Right.
So I would say remove people that make you feel
Mm,
like you don't belong in the space. You know, and then also devote less time to social media and devote more time to understanding yourself and things that bring you happiness outside of social media.
absolutely.
You know, we have a scrapbook we like to work on. We have
Mhm.
music, we have vinyls all through here. We have books all through here. We spend a lot of time having conversations. You like the gym. You spend a lot of time in the gym every week. Same here. Not recently, but I do enjoy going to the gym. That's something that I enjoy doing. I go for walks
Mhm.
around the community. When I can't make it to the gym. I spend a lot of time cultivating relationships with my friend girls that I have. I am going to a networking event. I'm going and kicking it with my friend girls for an hour, doing that right after this podcast, you know, because those things are important and they hold space more than social media does.
Yes.
So I would say
Yes.
that look into finding more hobbies that satisfy. We have plants. This is something else that takes up a lot of our time
Yeah.
caring for
Not
them.
naming them first is crazy.
What? They all have names. What are you talking about?
No, you could have said plants first, but you said music,
I
books.
did. I'm
You
just
said
looking.
scrapbook.
I'm literally looking around at different things, and I was like, oh yeah, the babies. Like we take care of them, and they need a lot of care. You know, what are other things? I create things for you all the time just
Cooking and baking.
because I want to.
Uh,
Baking. I like to spend time baking and trying out some new recipes. Like there's so many other things that you could put your energy and time into other than social media, but you have to take the chance or take the time to actually figure out what those things are.
yeah. Disconnect to
Yeah.
reconnect.
Disconnect to reconnect. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, like but
Ooh,
a lot
title
of
of the
people don't.
podcast.
I don't know, maybe.
Let's
Um,
see.
Thumbnail. I'm joking. No, ain't that she'd be like, oh, that's a good thumbnail. I'm sorry. Okay.
Focus, focus, focus.
I just love her so much. If she ever saw this video and commented, I'm like, girl, we love you.
Yes, we do.
Um,
And then that's when I'll tell her my favorite movie,
okay, we're
so she
done.
can watch
Go
it
ahead
and
and get her the DVD.
the
Get her the
DVD.
DVD for her DVD player.
Evelyn, you got a Christmas list?
Right. What's your wish list? Because we just watched a whole video on them with the Christmas list, the Christmas wish list. Woo, 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 woo.
Baby, my Christmases came early.
Okay,
I
we're
have
done.
you.
You've been pressuring me to open this gift since it came, and it's not gonna happen.
Maybe.
Pressure. I'm
Oh,
tired. Don't ask again. Don't ask again. The answer is still no. Christmas Day, it'll get open. Other than that, sit it under the Christmas monstera that we got over here because that's our drink,
Christmas
the
monster.
Christmas monster. Um, but I wanted to wrap on
Mariah the Scientist.
no. I wanted to wrap really quick let me put a button in it, as you like to say, that people should take more time just to get to know themselves. And I don't think enough people really take the time to get to know what they like,
Mhm.
what they don't like, what their boundaries are, what they will accept in friendships, relationships, partnerships, whatever. I don't think enough people take enough time to really truly understand themselves enough to say, actually, this doesn't make me feel
Ooh,
good.
I mean, and it's gotta be hard because if you're so easily influenced,
Yes,
you know,
you will say yes to just about anything
wow,
because you don't know that you don't like it. You don't know that it makes you feel bad because you haven't taken enough time to sit with
you
yourself.
know, like I remember some dude, he told me to watch Dune 1, and I watched it and I was just like, "I can't get into this, man." Like, no disrespect, like, it looks like the visuals look good,
Yeah,
I just can't follow the story, and
yeah.
he looked at me like I was crazy. I was just like, "My opinion upsets you?" Like
I just don't like
yeah, you
it.
know what I'm saying? Like, dog, I don't have to like what you like, you know? And then
Yeah,
that just would like once you start doing more of that,
yeah.
then you get an idea. I'm not saying that I mean, I guess it's never late to figure out what you do
Oh,
like.
never.
It's never late for that. But if you're a 14, 13-year-old kid and you're still trying to figure out what you do like, I think it's okay for you to say, "No, I don't like that," or "I don't know if I would like." You know what I'm saying? So
Explore it and see.
yeah, explore it
You
and
know?
see. Yes, yes, yes. I gave it 20 minutes.
Oh, you gave it 20 minutes?
The
Oh,
first Dune, I gave it 20
I thought you're
minutes.
supposed to give it at least 30 though. Isn't that what?
That was when we got together,
Oh,
and
so
so
now it's shortened.
no, it's more. Like at the time, I only gave it 20, but now I'm like, let's give it 30 minutes. Like if a show that we're not really sure about, let's give it 30
I feel like
minutes.
30 is like the standard though. You give it 30
But the
and if
theme
it
was
doesn't,
consistent, so it's like, okay, this is going to be the movie. You know, it's not like they're going to go to another world, or maybe they did, and I
you
just
know,
didn't
this is the
realize
thing.
it.
No one cares. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even being rude. But I think that when you can do enough analysis, I could tell you off the bat, sorry, I
Not
don't
for
like
me.
the Real Housewives.
I
Hate me
really
all you
don't.
want. You don't like what Tom Maker? I'm telling you, don't like it.
Not
It's
for me,
just
man.
not for me. And guess what? I've done enough watching, I've done enough engaging with the platform to know that I don't really care about the Real Housewives franchise. That's just me. And no shade to anyone who does, but you have to like do the
Baby,
analysis.
I used to write stories when I
Okay.
was like 7, 8 years old. Yeah, I used to write them.
I
You could
didn't
ask
know
my
that.
mom. Yeah, I used to write stories. I used to have like the composition notebook, the black and white
You
joint,
were you're sitting there.
just writing a story, and
That's so
it would be a
sweet.
superhero story. But I used to write those.
Oh, that's
And
so
so
sweet.
it didn't like until I got into my later adult year and I stopped, right? I don't know when that occurred or why,
Yeah.
but when I got to my adult years, journaling. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is a very natural thing for me.
Yeah.
You know, so something like that can happen very early on. It's just a matter of tapping into it, you know, and
Yeah.
maybe something's already in you and then you realize that you do enjoy baking or you do like scrapbooking or you might
Yeah.
actually have a green thumb,
Right.
you know? So I do encourage, and I'm with you. I do encourage people to just take the time to like find themselves, and I think that happened for me at 2016. You
Hmm.
know, I basically took like a complete break from that. Right, it was a lot of political stuff going on, so I couldn't see that like that. I see that's knowing yourself, right? That was
Hmm.
the start of it because I knew I couldn't see all of that. You know, it wasn't good for me. You know,
Yeah.
people were talking about it, and I was just like, I can't pay attention to that. Like, it's too
Yeah.
much going on. Like, it's kind of I've never seen anything like that, like, in my entire life, you know, so but then I came back around, like, 18, 19, or something like that, and it was completely different, but it was also, like, I knew how to navigate through that, you know, and I'm like, "Okay, you got your negative Nancy's over here." Speaking of,
Yeah.
imagine how negative Nancy had to be to get the name.
She had to be extremely negative.
Extremely negative.
Extremely negative.
It's like,
Like,
"Here she go
right.
again."
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing. I don't want no negative Nancy's, no smart ass Susans. Like, I don't
Smart
want none of y'all. No know it all Kens. All of y'all can kiss my ass.
willy nilly.
You don't want none of y'all willy nillies out of here. All of y'all is messing up my energy. I need you out
Oh
of
my
here.
goodness.
Gone. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? But like you gotta, yeah, it takes time of like social media can be just so overwhelming. Like it's so like you have to find a way to
And then we have this
take
thing
a break.
and then we have this thing doom scrolling, right?
The doom
I think
scrolling.
the first time I doom scrolled, I like
I was
I was
disappointed
like
in myself.
I was like looking at the I was just like, wait a minute, I've been on here for
Wait a minute. When the first time because I didn't get TikTok when it first came out. Right. So I waited
I
maybe
didn't either.
2 years,
Yeah.
3 years maybe after the TikTok boom and everyone was talking. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm
I
not
think it
doing
was
that.
after you when you started like
Yeah,
sending me
posting.
the videos. Yeah.
Yes. So, but I noticed my first doom scroll when the woman popped up and said, "Have you been scrolling?" I said, "Oh my god!" It had been 2 hours.
My eyes was like, you know.
That was when I was like, "Oh, this is a problem." You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But it's like also that cognitive. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it is that understanding. Like you have to be
The content
also
ain't
aware.
the content ain't that good.
It's literally not.
You know what
But
I'm saying?
it's the action of the liking. That is a that like these are all things that when you think about look at the documentary on Cambridge Analytica. I think that's what it is on Netflix.
Cambridge Analytica.
Yes, and it taught. I want to say that that's the documentary where they talk about how Facebook, the information that Facebook collects from you, and how they're able to use this information to serve you ads, et cetera, et cetera. I could be mixing it up with another one because there is another one about social media as well and how they make these platforms addicting. But
Mhm.
the action of the like making this certain sound or this type of expression or lighting up this way, the way that these algorithms work is designed to keep you on there. So when you think about it through that lens and you have the mental capacity to understand, okay, they want me to stay on this platform longer. I as a consumer have to make the conscious decision and effort to choose to not be on this platform because I know that it's going to lead to X, Y, and Z outcomes, right? Less productive, less not as high performing in whatever skill areas, whatever it is,
Mhm.
more depressed or whatever the case is. I know that these are the outcomes of social media. So me being understanding of that fact, we have to step in. That's why it's so detrimental to young kids because they have not developed that cognizance or what is the word that I'm looking for? They have not developed that mental capacity to be able to be so as self-aware as someone who is 34, 35. At 34, 35, hopefully you should have some type of self-awareness at that age, right?
That you've been on here too long.
That you have been on here extremely too long and it is cutting into X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And that is where people are losing the control.
Oh, it's like that one video where I believe the family was out for dinner and everybody was just on the
Everybody
phone.
was on the phone. That's crazy.
No way. I
Ain't
mean,
no
that party we
way.
went to last week, there was hardly anybody on
Nobody was on. And also think about the demographic. You know what I'm saying? We were Gen X. I mean, why I'm giving us 15 more years.
there. It is right here.
We were millennials. See, look, creators already lying online. No, for real, we millennials. But we're millennials. They were Gen X. We had a couple Gen Zers in the building. Her child, his
A
friends.
couple of them.
You know what I'm saying? But we were playing games.
Mm,
We was eating
karaoke.
karaoke. We were engaged.
Generations of
Generations.
individual.
Yes.
And I believe that dinner was the same thing. It's just that
Yes.
the setting, like if I'm around my family and friends, I'm not going to be on the phone.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I do make it a point to either turn my phone down or,
Leave it in the room.
I'm good for leaving my phone in a different
Oh
room.
yes, we know,
Okay. My screen time again, mind you. Apple told
baby. If
me
something
under 3
happens to me,
hours.
you got to know. Like I'm calling you first, or I'm going to tell someone to call this number.
And when you do it 3 times, it comes through as an emergency. There are safeguards in place.
You know what? Next time, I'm just going to send the cops here. Just be
Okay.
like,
Welfare check.
Be like Oprah, what Oprah did to Toni Morris.
The police department just to get in touch. Like, let me see if
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
get the number.
yeah. That
Interesting.
was my phone. Yeah,
But we might need to be wrap it up. Yeah, I think we've been
I think that
too
was
dang
the
for
second longest closer I've seen in the past few days. Chappelle won, and we
Hold
were
on,
right
where?
behind him
What are you talking
because
about?
you said you were let's button it up, and I could have sworn that was
Oh,
like 20
okay.
minutes ago.
No, actually, that was literally like 3 minutes ago. I said, let me put a button on it.
I
It was 3 to 5.
3 to 5.
When we
Okay,
play it back, we'll see. Was it
we'll
three to
see.
five?
We'll see. But I think the bottom line is, for the kids out there that's dealing with that, just just disconnect. I know it's easier said than done, but trust me, like it's helpful. Nobody wants to, because if you go that route, right? If you go that route of self harm, you're not the only person that's going to suffer from that.
Yeah.
Like your family, like your really close friends, like probably don't even know something's going on. So talk to someone and get in touch with someone. There's groups. So I encourage anybody, and it's not just the young crowd, but anybody that's dealing with that to definitely reach out, man. There's a lot of good people in the world, and they'll be willing to help you.
And I know I've told you this before too, is that I do believe that people are inherently good. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I do believe that
I,
that
I told you that I believe we share like we have a shared morality. You know,
mhm,
like I do think that there's some things that we all agree on.
yes.
And it's just maybe not. mm, I don't know with this Epstein guy. I don't know. Probably not. But
He's one of the few that
yeah, yeah,
I
maybe not.
don't think
Majority,
yeah, and
we
that's
all
what I'm
have
saying.
we
Like
majority of us have a shared
the
morality.
majority, I think the
Yeah,
majority of people are decent people. Let me not say because
yeah,
good and bad are
yeah.
arbitrary,
Subjective.
very subjective.
Yeah.
But I think the majority of people are decent people. I'm not saying that they're gonna give you the shirt off their back, but if
Hmm.
you ask them which way to go, they're gonna point you left or point you right or tell you, I don't know. I don't think that people are out to just get people. I think honestly that people are just trying to live their lives as best they can in the messed up situation that is the country we live in and everything that's happening and all the issues that they're facing and them trying to just get through whatever. Like everyone is very much operating within their own sphere. And so I think that when we think about it in that sense, that no one cares about what anyone else is like. They're not as invested as we think that they are. And so what I would hope for young people is that with time they understand that there is this comparison thing is not necessary. This, trying to aspire to be X, Y, and Z, like aspire to be someone great, of course, but trying to aspire to be, whatever because you see it online, because you see it online, understand that everyone is just trying to live their lives as best they can, and no one truly care,
Hmm.
and no one truly cares as much as you think that they care
Yeah.
because they really care about
And I
themselves.
think the people
Like,
and I think the we're drawing this out.
okay, we're putting a button on it.
And well, all right, last thing. I do think that the
But see, if
people
you have
that
a last thing,
are
I'm gonna have a last thing.
no, no, this is it. I think the people are that are posting those negative comments, I do think that they're dealing with something as well, right? So maybe
Yes.
because what's the say? Hurt people hurt people. So of course,
I
if
thought you were going to say herpes, herpes. I'm so sorry. It sounded real. I was like,
hurt
what?
people hurt people. So
Hmm.
if I can get someone to that limit, then maybe I'll feel a little bit better about myself. It's a crazy way of thinking,
Crazy.
but I wouldn't be surprised. So just keep people in mind whenever you're online on social media. You have no idea what they're going through. silent battles, and it could be a list of things.
Yeah,
So just keep that in mind and stay empathetic, please.
yeah. And you can just be a lurker.
Yeah,
You can just be a lurker. You don't have to
not
don't
at
have to
all.
leave that
I mean, the only thing I posted last night was damn.
comment. What did you?
It was about the fight.
Was it on Twitter?
That man suffered two broken
Oh,
jaws.
two? Oh wow, that's wild. I went
He hit him
to
so hard it shifted. Like
like he said. I just remember the whoa. I don't know, like the face of a
because he was bleeding, so it made
yes,
sense. But
and
now
then doing that. Just take your knockout.
you didn't see. This is what I'm talking about, baby. You don't have to display.
I'm an animated person
I know you're
because that was
animated, but my
crazy.
goodness,
That was
I
crazy.
have a line.
I'm just saying. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's what Jake Paul was doing, and it was unsettling for me as well as the viewer. I didn't want to see that either, and we all had to see
He
it.
did in his last fight, and
Yay
I
him!
think he does in every fight. Honestly,
Yay for
but
him!
it's
That
just
doesn't mean I want to see it. Disturbing.
it's like the Rock's eyebrow.
That's very different.
I mean,
That's very
I
different.
mean, it's what they do. It's
I love that for them because everybody has their thing. Ain't that what?
or the John Cena. He was doing
Yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't see me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
But
done.
I posted damn, and then the second one was Jake TKO and Chappelle special. That's all I said.
Was this on Twitter?
Yeah, it was on Twitter.
You made a tweet?
Yeah, I made a tweet last night. Two of them actually.
Like, I'm. That's very
You
surprising
know what I'm
because
saying?
you feel like you never actually tweet. There was a
I
time
don't tweet. I don't tweet like that.
where tweet counts, baby. I just knew I was doing something. I was like, oh yeah, I got 20,000
I know we
tweets.
talked about.
Like that was a time when like we cared about the tweet count, not
I see. Now I'm about to age myself because I know we talked about the May challenge last week.
oh god.
But I mean, do you remember Follow Back Friday?
Man Crush Monday.
Women Crush Wednesday? Throwback Thursday? Yeah. There was nothing.
Flashback Friday. We had something for every
We didn't have anything for Tuesday. Now that I think about it.
you could I mean you could do a throwback Tuesday if you wanted to. That's how corny it was. Like you could do that, but no one did
I
it.
love Follow Back
My goodness, that is hilarious. Like we had something for every day of the week. Man, it was just like a time like early social media days, you just had to be there for it. It's just like when we talk about like the crank that yank, the crank that Soldier Boy era. Like the crank era was just the era you had to be there for it because it was so great. We was cranking every day.
What does Elton Boy has to do?
I don't know how we got here. I was just talking about earlier times, and that came to mind because I said it's a time that you had to be there
Let's
for
take it a step further, baby.
it. I'm just saying it was a time you had to be there for. Okay,
Let's talk about the big jerseys and
I
the
would
baggy
I
jeans.
do not approve. So okay, that's a good place to wrap.
Yes, yes, yes.
On that note, thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to, if you want to hang out with us a little bit more, you can find us over on crimberle.com. That's KRIMBERLE.com. There you'll find everything about us. And yeah, connect with us over on our website. But until next time, we will see you next week.